Why so far to California? So eternal far.
Please, God, don't let him die.
Sooner or later, we're gonna have to slaughter them other 2 mules, mister.
No! We ain't gonna do that.
Those mules are food.
Those mules are transportation. Without them, we'll never get Hadley through them mountains.
Hadley! We're here.
The promised land. I want to see it, men. I don't reckon even Moses got this far. Thank you, Lord.
Hadley? Hadley? Oh, God.
I reckon it falls on me as the eldest to say the words that Paul might like to be saying to the Lord himself. They're from memory, Paul, so please forgive me if they ain't exactly right. Judge me, O Lord, for I have walked in my integrity. Examine me, O Lord, and prove me. Try my reins and my heart, for thy loving kindness is before mine eyes, and I have walked in thy truth. O Lord, I have loved the habitation of thy house, and the place where thy honor dwelleth. Gather not my soul with sinners, for I will walk in my integrity. Redeem me and be merciful unto me. Amen.
Amen.
You taught me everything I know, Paul. Weren't for you, I wouldn't know how to fashion a bench or run down a deer. I wouldn't.
Would it be all right if I said something? I'm gonna miss you, Paul.
I know I didn't always please you, Pa. I know sometimes I caused you a lot of pain and grief. But, Pa,
Ma,
Leave me, please. I'd appreciate it if it... Just leave me.
Kind of quiet down there. Let's go pay him a visit.
Well, Hadley, it's been a long time, hasn't it? Knowing you and loving you. And even hating you sometimes for your stubbornness and your fierce pride. Times I thought I'd like to kill you myself. If not had a hatchet in my hand. I guess maybe you felt the same about me sometimes, didn't you? I guess that's what being wed to a person means. Knowing another person like you know yourself. I feel like I've been cut in two. Who am I ever going to tell? What I could never tell another soul. Who am I ever going to laugh with again? Or cry with? Who's going to hold me close in the night and say, Mill, it's all right, Mill. I know. I understand. But we got here, didn't we, darling? Somehow. For all our blunders. For all our not knowing which way to turn. Oh, we got here. And you have your resting place here in California. Where you wanted it. You brought us to the promised land for a new and better life. I am going to love you until I die.
Not much of a saloon you keep here, my friend. I could use a few drops of anything. Ah, go on, scoot. Inside's a wreck.
Well, ain't been cleaned out in more than a year. Plenty of water, though. I wonder why these people up and quit.
The place ain't in too bad a shape. A lot of firewood. Let's camp. We'll never make the Sutter's Fort. Not tonight. Not now.
Maybe we could roast us some birds. They're so thick out in that brush you could almost trip over them.
Almost winter and everything's still green. All seems bigger here. I saw a grizzly bear track wide as your backside.
There's lots of nice folks living around Sutter's Fort, your brother says. Maybe we should fix ourselves up a little before we get there.
Folks will understand. We just don't have any black duds.
I was thinking, that jewelry that was stolen from the Oregon train, do you think your ma'd let us wear some, maybe?
Betsy.
Bonnie Sue. Let's us do some washing.
What?
Just think how it'd feel to be clean all at once, all over.
Betsy, I am clean, and this is no fit time.
Why not? I'm not like that crazy squaw Wills to go throwing dirt in my hair.
You leave Coedenuck be. There's different ways of showing your grief.
There is nothing sinful about clean feet, is what I say. Even on burying day.
There's no sense in talking to you. You're going to do what you want anyway.
Well, I'll be.
What are you looking at?
Oh, nothing much.
Oh, that's what you think. Come on in. You don't know what you're missing. Of course, the water's kind of shallow.
Looks fine to me, honey.
I dare you. I double dare you.
Hey, hold on, Bo. Speaking of backsides. Huh?
Don't be a sissy.
Oh, never mind, you're too young. Get your eyes off her. Who says? She's more mine than she is yours, Sonny.
No, she's not.
Anyway, speaking of bear. Shut your dirty mouth!
Lester, I'm waiting.
Lester? You stinking old piece of... What do you think you're doing? No! Hey, kill him! Hey!
Hey! Lester! Betsy! You put your clothes on right now, you hear me?
Married man! Hey, Bo! Bo! Hey, Bo! I didn't do anything. Stop all this crap, Kurt. Break it up! What's going on here? Bo? Gideon? What's the matter with all of you?
What a dumb question.
I should have known you'd come. He's here, Hadley. Your little friend. You always said, fear not the reptile. For you'll only bite the one who cannot speak the scriptures. So, there are 3 things too wonderful for me. Yea, 4, which I know not. The way of an eagle in the air. The way of a serpent on the rock. What do you think you're doing, sir?
Only trying to save your life, madam. And I don't often miss either.
But when this horse comes on a maiden trying to calm a snake with sweet talk.
I was quoting the Bible, sir.
Lord help us. The first white woman these old eyes have seen since summertime, and she's a Bible thumper. But it does take all kinds now, don't it? Still, the honor and the pleasure are mine, ma'am. Hezekiah Frame.
Hold it. Don't try nothing you're going to be sorry for.
Well, now, a man been running don't shoot too good. So the only thing I'm liable to be sorry for is killing it.
Frame?
Harmless old badger like yourself.
Hezekiah Frame. How come you still got all your hair on?
Because the man ain't been made to take it away from me. Not even Cooper Hawkins.
Do I look as old as you do? You look aged, Zeke, awful aged.
It's only from rescuing ladies in distress.
This here is Mrs. Chisholm. There's just been a death in the family.
Well, so I've been guessing. Sometimes a little anger at a stranger can be a help in time of trouble.
I did appreciate your intentions, sir.
We got a fire going. Do you think it'd be all right to invite him for a cup of coffee?
Thank you, Mrs. Chisholm.
Thank you, sir, for missing him. And now, if you'll both excuse me.
Hear that? They're after a downed elk, I'd say.
There sure are plenty of them around here.
Huh, plenty of everything.
Including horses? You and Joe Walker here again to steal some more horses from the Mexicans?
On my way to Yerba Buena to look at the ships. Thought I'd winter in the sun down to San Juan.
You said you were on your way to Monterey.
Well, I'll be there too, right enough. Monterey ain't but a long spit further.
It's like a real town, isn't it? Fine gentlemen and ladies.
Well, now, I ain't that much of a liar. Well, there's senoritas to spare for a real fandango now and then. Remember those ones down in Santa Fe, Coop, when we used to stomp till daylight drinking Tahoe's Lightning? In Monterey.
Zeke, if you want to get started by moonrise...
Well, don't hurry me now, Coop. Oh, well, maybe this kind of talk ain't quite suitable at that.
I want to hear about lassoing bears.
No. He was telling us about Monterey and parties.
Anything you say, Andy.
Listen. Crickets. At this time of year?
Stubborn old tree toads, man. You wait till summertime, they'll be up there bellering like bulls.
Tree toads? You trying to tell us there's toads here that climb trees?
That's nothing in California, child.
But in Monterey.
Betsy, it's getting late. We should all be turning in. We're gonna need an early start in the morning if we hope to make Fort Sutter.
No. We're not going. Leastways, not all of us.
a sweet place to settle in, Miss Chisholm. I'll say that for sure. Good, rich earth. Water, all you need.
What you going to do now, Mr. Hawkins? You've no intention of staying in California, I remember.
Oh, no. I thought I'd go to Oregon. Only trouble is, I don't know what I'd do up there.
You're an experienced guide. I'm sure you'll have no difficulty finding more parties who need your help.
Oh, that's the thing of it, ma'am. Them Injuns between Laramie and South Pass won't soon forget what I done. The grain, I mean, using the grain I promised them. An Injun's about the equal of a Mexican when it comes to forgiving anybody. And a guide without the trust of the Injuns is about like a preacher without a Bible. I just don't know.
I'm certain you'll find something. You're a capable man.
Well, I couldn't settle here, that's for sure. Farming's out of the question for me. I always been a man on the move. Horse and a blanket. Open sky's all I've ever known. Get kind of itchy every time there's a roof over my head. Still, I have known plenty of men who could change their ways. Has that been your experience, ma'am?
What?
I was asking, has it been your experience that a man can change his ways?
Oh. But I've had no experience, sir. But with my husband.
Oh, well, no. What I was saying was that in your kin, have you ever known anybody?
Mr. Hawkins, so we talk plain.
Oh, no, ma'am. I'm sorry. This ain't no suitable time. What with my leaving to go bothering you?
Are you asking, should you stay here on my account?
I guess I was in a general way.
Mr. Hawkins, I'm quite sure I shall never have room in my heart all my life for any other but Hadley.
Miss Chisholm, have you seen Betsy?
No, why?
You find her, Mercy? She in here?
What's the matter?
Betsy's disappeared. I stopped to say good morning to her, but she wasn't under her blankets.
What are you saying?
There was weeds and pieces of sage stuffed under her blanket to make it look like she was there.
You think your friend Zeke might know anything about this? He pulled out in the middle of the night, too, didn't he?
He's planning to leave, but I didn't see him go.
Well, I noticed they got on pretty well, him and her.
How about the jewels?
Well, let's have a look.
I didn't hear anything, and I was awake all night. At least I think I was.
Well, some of the mountain men creep like cats.
That's where Hadley put them. He asked me to look every day. There's no use searching anywhere else.
Don't worry, Ma. I'll get them back for you.
No, you won't. You only get yourself killed. Besides, ain't you going into Sutter's Fort to see about who owns this land?
It can wait.
No, it can't. You do what I say. I'm the one that let that polecat in here.
Please, Mr. Hawkins. The jewelry isn't that important.
Some other things are, ma'am. Oregon can wait a day or two.
You gonna need help?
No.
Bo, come back here.
Let him go, Ma.
Look, human people, civilization.
I told you, honey. It ain't quite Louisville, but...
Bonnie Sue, look, there's a cobbler shop. We can get some shoes.
Keep an eye on the wagon, will you, Lester? I'll see if I can find Sutter.
You tend to Rebecca, Bonnie Sue. I got some looking around to do.
So do we. Come on, Mercy. Bye, Lester.
Hey! Well, take a look, Rebecca. This is your first city. This ain't just Sutter's Fort. It's London town. And Paris, France.
wish your ma was along. Wouldn't she be pretty in this? And don't you worry about her, Mercy. She'll be just fine. And she'll be coming here plenty, too, I bet. Oh.
What is it?
I don't know. I never saw anybody wear a comb like that.
Bonnie Sue, my arms are breaking. You're feeding this child too much.
Oh, Lester, look at this shawl with the fringy things.
Sure. I got my own sightseeing to do. I'll be back.
I am sorry about your father, Mr. Chisholm. Sorry indeed.
Thank you, sir.
Please, give my sympathy to your mother. She should have come with you. We could make her comfortable here in New Helvetia, and your lovely wife, too.
Captain, they're all going to be fine. Thank you. But I did want to ask you about that piece of land that we're staying on.
Yeah, of course. Now, where is this little valley, this land that you speak of?
What do you know? Why can't we get it?
There's simply too many complications with the corporal property, Mr. Chisholm.
Captain, what are these complications you keep referring to?
Well, on Monsieur Corporal's property, there is still a legal debt to the government. As I remember, it is more than $1,000. Do you have $1,000? Do I? Does your mother? Huh?
There's another flat place up past the pond to make a good spot for a little cabin for you and Will.
Indians make houses out of mud here.
Sure, adobe. It's easy. I'd like to build a little one of my own someday. Ma, you don't have to do that.
Why not?
Well, not now. Not today.
Let her do what she wants in her house.
Yeah, but... Please, Ma. We'll tend to all that.
Okay, darling, don't look so serious. We all got to die sometime. Now get out of my way.
Mr. Hawkins! Mr. Hawkins! Where are you, Mr. Hawkins?
Why don't you hang out a sign, son?
Guess it wasn't you that shot the gun then, was it?
I'm just surprised it took him so long. Ain't you been smelling them wet ashes? It's a campfire. I think they stopped somewhere along here to eat.
All right, you miserable polecat!
The hell you want us to do?
Come on till you hit my camp, about another 100 yards down this gully.
Want me to drop my gun?
What for? You ain't crazy enough to try to use it on me, are you?
No, I guess not.
What about the horses?
Well, go get them. See, once you're dead anyway.
Sorry, gentlemen. That's the last hand. I have somebody waiting for me. But I promise you that we're going to take this up again sometime. Good evening. Or I mean good day. It's hard to tell which looking through the mescal. Bartender, the specialty of the house for the lady. lady's glass is empty. You must have been weaned on that stuff. I could sober up just watching you knock 'em down. Hit her again. Excuse me for asking, but how much of that stuff can you hold? I guess you don't speak American. How much of that mezcal can you hold?
Gracias.
Left her.
Excuse me, ma'am.
I don't see Betsy anywhere.
Neither do I, Bo.
Hey, the jewels.
You aiming to claim that property, Sonny? Because if you are, I'd advise you we got some talking to do first.
Where's the girl, Zeke?
Cooper Hawkins. How long you known me?
Oh, ever since you lived with the Flatheads, let's see, maybe 12, 15 years.
And all that time, you've knowed I had a weakness for what might be called the ladies.
I'd say that was more than right, Zeke.
Well, that sure as sin don't include no women who are nothing but cheap, thieving scavengers. Sonny, that girl you think is yourn had skinned the hide off a dead preacher.
What'd she do to you, Zeke?
You sicked her on me, didn't you?
So that's what the shooting's all about, huh?
What did she do, Mr. Frame?
Well, when I first discovered she was hiding them jewels in her dress, she offered me a little piece of the proceeds if I'd help her sell them. Almost bragged about how her brothers lifted them off some poor folk who died on their way to Oregon.
Murdered on the way to Oregon.
Yeah, that's about what I figured. Well, anyway, after a couple of more whops, she raised the ante. Said she'd give me half, but only if I'd take her all the way to Monterey with me.
Monterey?
What was you planning to do with them jewels, Zeke?
Well, blamed if I know. I hadn't figured that far yet, but I sure couldn't see her keep.
But what happened to Betsy? You didn't kill her.
I gave her away. A little before dawn, this young vaquero rode in, said he needed some company. Good riddance, I figured. Besides, that girl talked too much. I need him asleep.
Hezekiah, you could be struck by lightning for telling lies like that. Fess up, Zeke. Let's start back at the beginning now. First, you took the jewels off of her, and then you went to sleep?
Wait, what are you talking about? Where is Betsy? Where is she now?
Well, who gives a damn? That little mink stole my horse.
Ain't anybody gonna say anything? I thought Fort Sutter was exciting, and now we're going back to our new home.
This ain't gonna be our home, Mercy. Not ever. Yeah!
$1,000? Oh, Will.
Back in Virginia, they'd likely buy the squire's whole house and barn.
This isn't so grand.
A lot of land, though, Ma. This is a worthwhile place, right enough. Well, the Mexicans are involved. And Captain Sutter tells me that the lawyers are even worse than ours at taking things away and tying things up. He says that even if the United States or England claim this territory, that legal debt probably still hold. He says even if there's a war with Mexico.
All right, I don't need to hear any more.
I was thinking to plant my lavender and my tansy here by the doorway.
I'm sorry, Mom.
I'm sure you did your best. Oh, Hadley.
We saw this real fancy dress in town. It had lace around the sleeves.
Oh, mercy, Anne. This is no time to be thinking about buying ourselves pretties.
She thought it'd be nice for you, Ma.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry. Come on. Tell me what it was you saw.
Well, I saw this dress. It had the prettiest lace all down the front.
Bonnie Sue? There's something I gotta tell you.
You told me too much already.
This time you gotta listen. Maybe it's not such a bad thing after all.
What?
Not getting this place. Heck, I was never cut out to be a farmer anyway. I don't even know the difference between a plow and a hoe or a rake from a hammer. If I were to settle down to this, I'd be miserable from dawn to dusk. I get blisters on my hands, dirt under my fingernails.
It'd be soil, Lester, not dirt.
Soil, dirt, if you can't shuffle it and deal it, what's the difference?
That's all you are, Lester. A gambler and a drinking man. I always knew that sooner or later you'd take up with some loose woman. Never mind about me. Never mind about little Rebecca.
Now, don't start that again. I told you 10 times it was just an accident. Finding the card game, having a few drinks because I was grieving for your pa, and then that girl just being there.
Ma, looky here. We got it back, Ma. See? Every single bit of it.
These just gotta be worth lots more than $1,000. Well, don't you think, Will?
I sure do. Of course they are. And they don't belong to anybody, not anybody alive at least.
That's right, Ma.
But those people will have relatives someplace.
Not here they don't, Ma. Not for thousands of miles, maybe.
Will Chisholm, are you saying it's all right to steal from folk who don't know you're stealing from?
Ma, look, what I'm saying is, maybe it's sinful not to make use of what we got right here in our own two hands. Ma, with this, we can pay off the legal debt on this property and then borrow enough money to buy it.
There'd be lots of money left over, too, Ma.
Mr. Hawkins, it's my belief that this jewelry belongs to the heirs of the people who died on that train. Do you share my view?
I do.
We all do, Ma.
Very well, then. I want them to have it. As wagon master, I'm sure you remember the names of the people who died.
But not all their surviving kin. Lord knows who they are or where they might be.
Oh, but you're very good at putting advertisements in the newspapers, I remember. Now, couldn't you arrange to have the names you do know published in the newspapers back east?
I could, but to what end?
So the heirs would know that the jewelry was here, of course, and could claim it by letter or in person.
Ma, you'll have fake relatives coming out of the woodwork.
Oh, they'd have to identify what they claimed before we turned it over to them, right enough. So, what we'll just do is, we'll ask Mr. Sutter to help us draw up some papers setting up a trust. Call it the Chisholm Trust, if you like, so that this jewelry will be working meanwhile for whoever owns it. And if the Mexican authorities will accept this jewelry as collateral for the land we want to buy, it'll be working for all of us. The Chisholms and the survivors as well. Well?
Oh, well, it's a good thing you're not a banker, ma'am. I'm afraid the authorities might not have much use for collateral that could be claimed at any minute by just about anybody.
He's right, Ma. It won't work.
Oh. I'm very sorry.
Look,
But what I'm sorry about is that nobody's got a better idea. I'm sorry, because if we don't have a place of our own to settle down in, like this one, then we'll all start scattering. Yes, the way some of you are thinking already, I can tell. And there's just no reason for this family to come apart. Of course, I don't mean you all have to work together as farmers, like your pa was. But we still need a place to raise the food we eat, and raise the horses to go to other places on. We still need a home to grow up in and to come back to. Christmas times. And to marry in and birth in and die in. So that's that.
Ma'am? Miss Chisholm? I just thought I'd mention there might be another solution to this problem.
How so, Mr. Hawkins?
Well, not to do with the jewels. That can be handled by the U.S. Claims or the U.S. Consul. You mentioned ads in the newspaper. You remember I got a little money waiting for me at the New York Herald. Waiting to pay for my annual advertisement, that is.
Yes, I remember. That money was to preserve a memory, wasn't it?
Well, it's there to preserve a bitterness I no longer feel, Mrs. Chisholm. Now, I think this ought to be just about enough. Were you to use it to get ownership of this land, I'd be honored indeed.
No, I couldn't. Like I told you before, it wouldn't be fair for you to go changing your ways and giving up Oregon and all that. Not on my account.
Well, damn it, woman. You wouldn't object to having a business partner, would you?
Why, thank you, Mr. Hawkins.
Then it's a deal.
Cooper just told me, Mo. I'm glad you picked this place. Pa'll be resting easier now.
Good night.